Remember when you were a kid and birthdays were the best things in the world? Well, now that I'm 24, birthdays are just a normal occurrence, inching closer to death. I'm sure everyone has had that one birthday that they look back on and they hate. Today I'm going to share my birthday that I hate. I'm going to take you back to the summer of 2012. I was about to turn 21, which would be a big deal in the States, but in Canada, we get to drink 2 years earlier. Now at this time, I was working for a roofing company. Apparently I like heights and I hate myself. So one of the best days that you can have as a roofer or laborer is when the roof is walkable, small, and we have cloud coverage. Which did not happen this day. So in the weeks leading up to my birthday, our boss kept talking about the hell job. Now the hell job was going to be 3 stories high with a roof like that with 4 layers of shingles on it. And we had to resheet it, which basically means we had to build the roof again. Now the first indication that should have told me that it was going to be a terrible day was the fact that we had to push all the garbage onto a secondary roof and then push that off into the bin. The second indication had to be when one of my fellow workers had food poisoning, aka I went out and drank last night, now I'm hungover. But at lunchtime, he split because he was literally puking in the trailer. Did I mention that my birthday is August 1st, which is usually god-awfully hot? I mean, we don't have Australian summers, but Canadian summers can get pretty damn bad. So not only was it about 30 degrees with humidity, we were up 3 stories pushing garbage onto a secondary roof where we had to push it into the trailer, and then we had to clean the ground too, because all of the stuff of course would go onto the ground instead of hitting the trailer. Not only that, we had to bring the bundles up. They weigh about 90 pounds. We had to bring them up to the secondary roof, then to the primary roof. And because we had to resheet it, we couldn't put a plank there, therefore allowing all the roofers to actually be able to stand on the roof. So we started the day at 9 in the morning, which for a roofing company is actually quite late. But what happened was that we were still there at 6 o'clock p.m. And what happened was a couple of the guys went and got Slurpees down at the local 7-Eleven. On their way back, a guy that was in the car got stung by a bee. Guess what? He didn't know he was allergic, so he had an allergic reaction. Basically how it happened was he came out, he was like, oh, I don't feel too well, leaned over the truck bed, fell over, cracked his head on the ground, and then went into anaphylactic shock. Yeah, looking like a good birthday so far. On top of this, the entire day my mom kept calling me and I was ignoring her basically because I was working the entire day. I answer, she's crying because she thinks I'm ignoring her. All she wants is to wish me a happy birthday, and she thinks I'm ignoring her. So I was just, I was very, very rude. I very, very rudely was like, no, I'm still working. Hung up, because people still slam their phone down. It's a smart idea. So not only did our guy almost die, we had to go straight back to work after because the roof was already cleaned off, so we had to finish it. Of course. So finally 9 o'clock rolls around and we finally finish what we're supposed to do. I worked 12 hours. In all honesty, I shouldn't be complaining because I'm sure that there are lots of people that work on their birthday longer than 12 hours. But guess what? Hashtag first world problems. What a birthday. So I'd like to hear in the comments about what you think about my terrible birthday. I'd like to hear about maybe one of your guys' terrible birthdays. I'm sure that there's a lot more horrible birthdays than the one that I had. Like I said, hashtag first world problems. I'm pretty sure people have probably had people die on their birthdays, but knock on wood, that was my worst birthday up to this point. Who doesn't like to see a person complain about trivial things? I know I do. So share with your friends. And until next time, I'm Ryan Graham, and you're not.